All right, good morning, Alta Realty Group agents. This is Kevin Lauren. I'm the Director of Training and Marketing. And today we're going to do a continuation of our discussion on doing Facebook ads for real estate. And so we're going to get into some a little bit even more technical stuff this week. I'm going to go into retargeting. I've had a lot of agents ask me about retargeting, if they should use retargeting companies, all that kind of stuff. And so we'll get into how you can do your own retargeting on Facebook with your advertising. So that'll be good. Also want to extend a welcome to all the new agents that are on the line with us, as well as new recruits. So welcome, guys. It's great to have you. Couple other little housekeeping items. We want to make sure that if any of you guys have good or new headshots, please send them to me. Just send them directly to me, Kevin at altarealtygrp.com. And also it goes the same for listing photos. I know that you guys are out there spending good dough on amazing photography for your listings. And so, if you could think of me every once in a while, send me a high resolution image. And when I say high resolution, I say at least 1 meg. If the file size isn't at least a meg, then that's not really a high resolution image. So send me those of your listings. That way I can help you guys kind of cross promote your listings on our social media networks and all that kind of stuff. And before I get any further, let me just bring on Bill Seitz with Clearview Mortgage. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Kevin. How are we today?
Good. Doing fantastic. I'm excited about today's webinar. I always get excited about advertising. So yeah, I'm pumped.
Yeah, did you have a good 4th?
Absolutely. I hope everybody else did. I was lucky enough to go sneak up into Big Sur, into the Big Sur Mountains. So I had very limited reception, which was awesome for a couple of days. But yeah, good 4th. How about you?
Yeah, no, it was nice down here at the beach. The weather was about as good as you could ask for. Fortunately, the beaches were closed. and the waves were incredibly large. I don't know if some of you saw that on the news, but we had some 20 to 30 foot waves down here at Newport Beach and some coastal flooding. So that made for some excitement.
I bet.
But yeah, it was good. They actually really didn't enforce the beach closure too much. They were pretty kind about it. So those that had the wherewithal just to put the beach chair out there really didn't get hassled too much. So that was nice of them.
That's your front yard. So it's not nice when they close down your front yard.
No, that's our refuge.
Exactly.
So real quick, I think Tim sent over a little list of new agents. So we wanted to really welcome Crystal and Selena Burns, Mark Stacy, Val Mazon, and Maria McDonald. So thank you guys for joining Alta Realty Group. We're really happy to have you guys a part of our team, and we hope that we can really help you grow and excel in your real estate business.
Absolutely.
And so, Kevin, real quick, I just don't have a ton for you today, other than I just wanted to make an announcement that non-QM is starting to come back onto the scene. And I just got a call from my old new rep, or same rep, however that works, that they are coming back online. They have secured their funding for non-QM, meaning non-qualified mortgage. That's a non-Fannie Freddie product, and it's not your traditional financing. It's usually people that maybe have high, a lot of assets. Maybe they're self-employed. Maybe they just don't show enough to get traditional financing, but they have other means to securitize a property and give an investor, collateral or security for them to give them a loan on the property. So generally those loans are underwritten quicker and they're funded quicker. Interest rates not as appealing, but it does serve its purpose. So Athens Capital is back online. They're very, very efficient at what they do. And so, every once in a while we get those types of situations. So just know that it's worth a phone call or a text or an email if you come across that, and we can just run through the scenario with you.
That's great news, Bill. Always good to have, solutions for our clients. And so that could be one right there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm here. And once again, sometimes I'm on the phone a lot during the day. If you guys, if you get my voicemail or it seems like I'm on the other line, just shoot me a text. I know that works with Travis too. If there's a broker question, sometimes he's on the phone quite a bit. So if you send a text, we will get it and we will call you back as soon as possible.
Absolutely. And with that, let's bring Travis on the line. Good morning, Travis.
Good morning. How's it going?
Very well, thanks. And then also, can just put in the chat if you can hear me okay. I do have a new headset and kind of experimenting with it. So is my voice level okay?
Sounds perfect.
Okay, good. All right, perfect. Well, thanks for bringing on the line, Travis. Always appreciate your insight. And I'm not sure who Galaxy A20 is. He's saying, Tim, I can barely hear you. This is Kevin, but maybe you could turn up your volume a little bit. I apologize if you're having trouble. So without further ado, let me pop into our webinar for the day. So this is a really good spot. If you've never done Facebook advertising, this little link, and all you do is just literally go to Google, type in ads on Facebook, and you can click on this link right here. And this little link is kind of cool. It'll, if you've never done Facebook advertising, it'll walk you through it in a fairly simple way. You can just click create an ad. If you're already on the same browser where you're logged in to your Facebook account, well, then you're going to be fine. But of course, we're going to go a little deeper today, and we're going to go into the ads using the Facebook manager, the ads manager. And so last week we went through how you go in, you create the ad, and basically we went through creating lead generation ads. There was also conversion ads, and we discussed that lead generation ads are a really good idea because what they do is they keep the viewer on Facebook. So if there's a conversion ad or really, if you think about it, most other ads that you click on Facebook, they take you to a landing page of some sort. They take you off of Facebook and, to another website, basically. So sometimes that kills the lead gen. Some people, once they click off of Facebook, and it's not everybody, but some people say, oh, no, I don't want to go off to another website. I trust Facebook, and I'm going to stay here. So, keeping people on Facebook is a good way to increase your conversions or to actually get people to, fill out your forms. So we went over that, and we'll just go and kind of basically start a new campaign in a second here. But the first thing that I want to go over is, so somebody goes to your ad, they click on it, or they even just somehow get onto your Facebook page. So we want to do what's called retargeting to those people. So that means anybody that came to, and we can set up retargeting parameters in different ways, but retargeting is basically making sure that we're going to now send these ads to people that have already clicked on either our ad or gone to our Facebook page or something to that effect. So what you need to do in order to do a retargeting strategy is you have to create what they call a custom audience. And so we'll just go in, and this, when you go up to the top of the ads manager, you click these little 3 lines right here. That pulls up this this little box right here. Here's where we can set a custom audience. So there are basically 2 different audience sets that you can create within Facebook. So, and I'm going to create a custom audience. So you can create custom audiences that come from your sources. Right here, you use your sources. So that's an app or website or a customer list or online activity. That doesn't really apply to real estate. But you can also use Facebook sources. So this is people that maybe clicked on a video that you have on Facebook, or they clicked on one of your lead forms, or they had some kind of an experience with your page, or they shopped. Maybe again, it doesn't really have much to do with real estate, but maybe they clicked on one of your marketplace listings, or they just clicked on your page, your Facebook page. So that means, or they went to your Instagram account, of course, or they went on some kind of event that we created. So what we're doing here is we're making sure that somebody that already saw our ad or already saw our Facebook page is now going to get this advertisement or this secondary ad that we're going to put out. So this is really, really important because we talk all the time about the need for someone to see our advertisements and see our face and see our promotions and stuff 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times before they might even engage. And it may even be more than that. So it really gets back to that omnipresence of being able to retarget or remarket to people that have already seen our stuff. So it's a very, very good practice to run an ad a basic ad campaign, like we talk about all the time. And then go ahead and create a secondary ad campaign that is a retargeting campaign. And so you can imagine that it's a good idea to have a slightly different copy, a slightly different message going out to someone who's already seen your ad once, right? So you can get really, really creative with this stuff, which is fun. So the first thing we do, of course, is we create, and let's just do this. So we want to create a retargeting kind of a custom audience, basically, that has gone to our website. They have gone to Alta Realty Group in this case, and we can choose that anybody who's engaged with the page in the last whatever. So maybe we want to shorten that up. Maybe we don't. Maybe we want to, anybody that's been to our page in the last, year. But we can also select a couple different things. Somebody that engaged with one of our ads, or especially if we're going to do one of these lead campaigns, we want to maybe have somebody that interacted with that particular ad, right? So we can create that audience. We can name it in this case, ARG FB page, and that would be it. And say, okay, let's create the audience. And so now we have that custom audience. So we can click what we're done, or we could go ahead and we could have created the ad from that particular screen. So then, of course, what we would want to do is we'd go back to the ads manager, and now we can create a campaign. And sometimes for a secondary campaign, you may want to do a conversion campaign. I think it's always a good idea to probably do these lead generation campaigns, again, because they keep the person on Facebook. So we'll just do a test. We'll go through the whole thing. We can adjust our budget, maybe $20 a day. Seems to be, a very generous budget, I would say. Get plenty of leads if you're doing $20 a day. So we would call this, again, whatever we were going to call that. I'll just do test. And that's the page that we wanted associated with. So now we can go down to our saved audiences, and we can create that audience that we created. So I believe it was. So we've got a ton of these different retargeting stuff that we've already done. So we can create that custom audience, and now we can just run ads to that particular group, which is great. Before I go any further, Travis, do you have any insight on this kind of stuff? Travis does a lot of really cool things with Facebook, and so I always like to ask Travis.
No, just you have to have the pixel installed on your website. Is that correct?
For sure. So
yeah,
and so the pixel is very, very important if you're sending someone off of Facebook.
yes.
If you so if you're keeping the person on Facebook, you don't need the pixel. But if you are doing any kind of ads where you're sending someone to a landing page or anywhere, then absolutely that pixel is super important, because that will track who that person is. Then we can track the people that came to our website. So again, that gets back up to when we create an audience, let's leave the page. Who cares? When we create that audience, we can also do cool stuff like upload our own lists, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if we have that Facebook pixel installed on our website, that's how this will work.
Yep.
So very, very.
And
good point.
what's the pixel, Kevin, for people that don't know what that is?
Yeah, no, absolutely great question. So the pixel is basically like a code that we install on our website that allows Facebook to read if people have been there to our website. So it gives Facebook the ability to, to do that. And look at that. That was cool. When I was hovering over the website, you see over here in this bottom spot over there, it says needs the Facebook pixel. You can't do that without the Facebook pixel, right? So does that explain it, Bill? It's basically just a connection. Bill?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, no, it does.
Okay, all right, good. And I mean, it's technical, but that's all you really need to know about it, is it does provide that connection, and it allows, Facebook to know that somebody has gone to your website. Otherwise, Facebook and your website have nothing to do with each other, right?
Yeah, it's just a quick little code that Facebook will give you, right, Kevin? And then you install it on your website, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And I can help anybody with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The cool thing about our agent marketing websites, if you're using a Facebook pixel with our agent marketing websites, is we have that fun little handy dandy chat feature, and literally all you got to do is chat with them and say, hey, can you install this on my website? And they'll do it for you.
Yep.
And you'll copy the little code, from Facebook. They'll literally give you a little code. It's a couple lines of code. You'll copy all that, throw it into the chat on agent marketing, and they will install that pixel for you. So, some of this stuff just seems so overwhelming when we talk about it, but that's why I like to introduce these things in these webinars. And then again, one-on-one with the agents, and we'll figure it out, and we'll make sure that we go through it and we'll actually get it all done. So
yeah, that's just something you have to do one time too. It's not every ad. So you just install that pixel once, and it's set from there.
The only difference is if you are in creating different advertising where you're using your single property websites. In that case, you would want to do the same thing. Say, hey, agent marketing, could you guys please install this pixel onto my particular listing, because I want to see stats from that listing. But I don't really see people doing that often. How about you, Travis?
No, I don't. Usually it's one landing page or one website that they're sending people to.
Yeah. So, but great questions, guys. And again, we do have a chat feature. So if there are questions that you are thinking of, don't hesitate to put them in the chat, because if you're thinking it, somebody else probably is too. So let's get out of here. So those are the really important things about creating, a retargeting audience and making sure that the next ad goes to that audience. So with that said, it's a great idea to offer something of value in order for that person to fill out your form. So it's like something like, hey, fill out this form and you'll get, and here's some examples, these 9 do-it-yourself improvements. So as you guys know, every month I send you some kind of a piece of content that you can send out to your clients. And it's something of value, something that, has some good information, and you're going to give these things away for free. So this is just an example of something that you could give away for free. Another thing is, you could research other things like the best way to pay off your mortgage 7 years faster, right, Bill? And things like that, things that can come from Clearview Mortgage, or,
It's funny you said that. I just did that exercise for a client this morning.
Well, there you have it. So things like that, where the offer, you have to come up with an offer, right, for this to be really effective. So the offer is, I'm going to give you something of value. You're going to give me your contact information, right? And so, 20 ways to save money and stretch your household budget. These are all things that I post onto our blog, and I, of course, give you guys the information so you can post it on your blog. Here's another one: 8 smart home technology trends that can save you money. right? Just little bits of something of value that you can send to someone in exchange for their information. And then obviously we're not going to bombard these people and just, hound them, but we're going to get our information to them. And then we're going to retarget them and make sure they get subsequent bits of content from us and, little bits of, good of information that they can use. So that is, kind of the overall what we're trying to do here. I have a question here. Let's see. Marl in San Diego said I have volume setting. Oh, I'm sorry. You're still having problems with your volume. Yeah, I'm sorry that is an issue for you. Unfortunately, I don't know what else I can do. So anyway, I'm going to give you guys a couple of different. Let me share a different screen for you guys. I'm actually going to share my entire screen here. And so I've got a little bit of ad copy that works really well. So for a specific ad, this would be something that you guys could do, and I'll put this in the chat. I'm sorry, I'll put this in the replay when I send it out. So attention Newport Beach home buyers or whatever town you're in, stunning new listing or stunning, new home in, I would put the specific neighborhood that is, that's in, just reduced by whatever it is, right? And then have a couple of bullet points, about what you do or about what that property, a couple of attributes of the property, or, a lot of agents run ads where they, they put some money towards the closing costs, or, you'll pay for their title, or you will, pay for, cleaning of the house, whatever it is that you're going to offer of value, you're going to have these things here. So this is a really, really good ad copy that actually does convert well. This home will sell fast. Click learn more to get more information or to book a viewing. And then of course they can go to that little, not landing page, but they can go fill out the form that we created as we did last week. So really, really good ad copy there. Really good idea. I'm sorry this is so blurry, you guys, but a really good idea is to put these little emojis. We always include emojis in our ads. They stand out. They make the, when someone is perusing through their Facebook feed, they really stand out, and it does, the studies show that they do convert better when you have emojis. I know it sounds weird, but it is actually true. So always use some emojis. So that's a really good specific ad that you guys can try. And again, I'll put this copy. This particular ad is for a new home. So some agents don't have any listings. Not a bad idea to go to some of these new homes that are being built and do a new home listing, right? And just go to the builder and say, hey, I want to, see if I can sell one of your places for you. They'll love it. So this particular one is more for a new home. So you can use this exact copy to advertise a new construction home in your town or near you. So that's a really cool idea. And then I wanted to show you guys, next week I'm going to be going through Google AdWords. So Google AdWords is a completely different animal, arguably not quite as good as Facebook, but better in some respects. So the thing about AdWords is you are able to do searches and put your ad copy for things like new homes or homes for sale in India or wherever the heck you might be. So Google is completely different in that respect. So we'll go over that next week. So let me also pull up.
What I found with Google is, with Facebook, you're putting stuff in front of them, in front of the consumer.
Yeah.
And you may be getting, a conversation going very, very early. Whereas Google they are looking for something. So you may get a more active lead through Google but you're probably going to get more leads through Facebook is
100%.
generally what I see.
100%. So it's not a bad idea to set a pretty low budget with Google AdWords
Yeah.
or Google Ads.
Long tail
And
keywords and stuff like that.
and exactly the broad keywords, and just set it and forget it.
Yeah.
And just know that you're going to spend $100 to $200 a month. It's always going to go. The reason is because exactly what Travis said. There you're going to find a very targeted person that is going to Google and searching for homes for sale. And of course, we already know that they're going to end up on Zillow. They're going to end up on all these other pages. But if they keep seeing your name next to those things, people always eventually contact a realtor in order to get the transaction. But I think what's the status? Something like 45% of people already know the exact home that they want to buy before they even contact a realtor. Something like that.
I don't know what the stat is, but it happens quite often.
It's a big one, whatever it is. Yeah, so it's not a bad idea. And so this is, we just started a Google ad campaign for Joanna, and we launched it. You can see when we launched it, it's pretty obvious, right? So this is when the traffic started hitting. And you'll see that the traffic it's not astronomical, but, of these 13 visitors that came, they're very specifically interested in what Joanna Belicana has for sale, right? So they actually do work pretty well. But again, it's a set it and forget it. None of these things are a drop in the pan. I'm going to spend $100 and see what happens. It just doesn't work that way. You have to build that consistency. And so that's what we're doing for her. And so one last thing is, I know we went over HomeBot a couple weeks ago, but it is really, really cool. I want you guys to, if you didn't see that webinar, go back into the archives and check that out. And this is available to you guys it's $25 a month, and you're able to give this out to your clients, and your clients are able to check the estimated home value of their home. And not only that, they're able to, look at all kinds of stats. I'll just, put one up real quick. So this tool can be used in conjunction. So it just gives you it gives your client tons of stats on, their investment, basically, the home equity, what they can do with their home equity. So this landing page can be used very effectively with some of these advertising campaigns that we've discussed. So I want you guys, if you have questions about HomeBot, please contact me. I know we have a bunch of agents that have already signed up and are already using it. So I think it's a good idea. And one other quick question, Angela Galeota asks, are mailers still good? Absolutely, Angela, because they're part of that multi-touch strategy that we always talk about. So they're not dead. They're definitely a good touch. People still get their mail. They might throw that thing away instantly, but you will at least have touched them. And then perhaps they're going to see your advertisement on Google AdWords, and then Facebook, and then something that you're sponsoring in the community. So mailers are very much still good, not dead, and I do recommend that you do them, and do them with consistency if you are going to do them. All these things have to be consistent. Don't just try it and then throw it away. So
my recommendation on that is, if you're using HomeBot, is to use the same list in HomeBot that you're using on your mailer, because you do have to put in the full property address and stuff on HomeBot. So if you have a bunch of seller leads, if you're getting them online and they're getting stuff from you from HomeBot, and then you're sending out a monthly or biweekly postcard or mailer, do the same list, because then you're just hitting the same people in two different methods, and they're either going to get sick of you or call you.
Big time. Hey, that's what we're doing. We're boiling it down. please take me off your list.
Yeah.
Don't call me. And then, hey, we just moved, somebody off of the list towards the path of our next sale. So
Yeah.
part of
So, but I would just duplicate, the mailer.
Great call. Great call. And then, for anybody that you have, any clients that you have, say, hey, I'm going to set you up with a monthly, and that's I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself from a couple months back or a couple weeks back, but this will also send them an update every month and say, hey, this is what happened with your home price or the home value. And so great way to stay top of mind, of course.
And it does have a pretty cool landing page for the home value. So if you are running a Facebook ad or anything else, you can basically generate your seller leads, stick them straight into HomeBot, and then start getting them on a mailer. So do the whole shebang.
Sure.
There's your lead funnel.
There's your lead funnel right there.
Yep.
Yeah, we're big on lead funnels. So again, contact me directly, and we can go through this stuff, one-on-one, and we can get it handled and actually, implement it and get stuff, going instantly. So don't hesitate to do that. Bill, any good takeaways for you from today's webinar?
Yeah, I think, there's a lot of ways to generate business, and there's a lot of cost-effective ways. And I think that you guys are outlining some of those ways. And I do think that the mailers are effective as well. I get on the phone a lot of times with, people that are refinancing, or they're, referencing property, or, like properties in their neighborhood or in their tract. And they always say, oh yeah, I just, got the update from, I can't tell you how many times I hear this, but they say, oh yeah, I just got the, report from the local realtor or whoever. And I, even though it's, that's a kind of a, something that people have been doing forever, it works because people want to know where they stand with their home value and their equity. And it doesn't matter if you made a sale, you can utilize the data in the neighborhood and present it as useful information to brand yourself. So I do think those mailers have a value on top of some of this other advertising.
For sure. And so you can, you as the realtor, you can fill out this little, form, just like I just did, and then you can go ahead and, email that information to your client on their behalf, or even to a prospect, and just, give them a call and say, hey, you know what? Let me do this for you. I'm going to send you this really cool tool, and it does its, it does its own thing after that. You don't have to manage it. So it's a really cool way to offer something of value to your clients. Well, thank you for that, Bill. Appreciate that. So agents, thank you so much for being on the line today. Really appreciate your time. If you guys have specific questions, please don't hesitate to contact me directly. You can go to Alta. You can go basically send me an email, kevin@altarealtygrp.com, or you can schedule a one-on-one training with me at calendly.com/Alta Realty Group. So get out there, make it a great week, and make it a productive week. And we'll see you guys on the webinar next week, where we will go through Google AdWords.